Kiss. I'm in the foreign vibing, slide, feeling like Fabio Big.
Let's chat with Fatality MMA. Just want to thank you for clicking on Pokemon Natural Rivals Part 3. Let's jump straight into it. I gotta admit, when I did Part 1, I didn't really want to include them. Now I feel it's necessary. Hitmonchan versus Hitmonlee. Oh yeah, Hitmontop too. We're not gonna forget about him. Now this rivalry I'm gonna talk about a little bit different because their rivalry is really just based off like martial arts. Boxer, kickboxer. We all understand that concept. But Hitmontop was that curveball they threw at us when they added that capoeira to it. I thought that was a nice touch. Thought it was cool. Now my biggest thing about this rivalry is that they all start off as Tyrogue. Tyrogue is just a scrappy little guy that loves to fight. Now my mind says that through evolution, through the years, it watched people perform different martial arts. You know, they integrated with humans. They start watching humans because there's other Pokemon like Quackleval and his pre-evolutions. They watch people dance to different regions and came up with their own style. So I'm assuming Tyrogue watched people do combat or practice martial arts and end up developing their own style. That's how you're starting to see Hitmonchan. That's how you start to see Hitmonlee and Hitmontop traveling different places, started to absorb that. And this is where they started to develop their different attributes. Hitmonlee started to gain more attack. His speed started to get better. His legs started to become a little bit more springier because he's watching people like kickboxers, Muay Thai, stuff like that. Or any formation of martial arts that really focuses on your legs. Taekwondo also. Hitmonchan started to develop defense. And he started to get good at attack, but he got better at his special attacks, because Hitmonchan can do things like Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, but Hitmonlee doesn't have any kicks like that. Now, another thing too I want to say about these two before I go to Hitmontop is these characters are more alone, or these Pokemon are more alone based on like real life characters. Bruce Lee, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan. My mind goes to Mike Tyson because around that time when Pokemon was developing, everybody went to that Mike Tyson thing. Street Fighter, Jax from Mortal Kombat. You can put a boxer in there, it doesn't throw any punches, but he has great defense because Tyson has great defense. That's how you knock people out. Defense, slip and bop, boom, knock people out. But anyways, now I'm going to Hitmontop. Hitmontop was Capoeira. Now he was added later into the generations. I want to say either Gold and Silver or Ruby and Sapphire. Can't remember exactly at the top of my head. But anyways, they added that new style of somebody who's been equally balanced, good offense and good defense. They just added a spin top because top is all about balance. Now one more thing I want to say about this, I noticed that in the wild when you catch a Tyrogue or Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan or Hitmontop, they're all males. Like, do they have any female Pokemon of that degree? Or is it just like Manibuzz, I think that's her name, where you only see that one version of it? I think Kangaskhan's like that too. I don't know how they reproduce, maybe asexually. Anyways, that's it. I wanted to keep this one simple because it focused so much on human martial arts, and I thought that was a cool aspect of it. This one can get a little buggy. See what I did there? Cara Blast and Shelmet. Now, their relationship really does mimic real life because at first I did not know this. I had to get this from another video, and I'll put the description down low. But Karrablast is based on a snail-eating bug, and Shelmet is basically a snail. So the biggest thing about them is in the game when trading these two, they both seem to evolve. Only when trading them together. Like you have to trade one for the other to get both of them to evolve. I know, weird. But I guess in the Pokemon world, real life, or in the anime, anytime a Karrablast attacks a Shelmet, they get this electric energy from them and it causes them to evolve. Now the real life R version of this is the fact that Karrablast, the snail eating beetle, actually eats snails, take their shell and wears it as like a hideout or use it as a home or something like that. But they eventually ditch it, and go on about their life. But now how does that translate to Pokemon? We'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about a few other things first. Well, one more other thing. Karrablast, again, we know that it evolves when it attacks him. But there are a few abilities. One of them, Swarm. Shed Skin, and the last one's No Guard. No Guard works for him because Cara Blast is all about attacking. I mean Blast. Cara Blast. We're attack. A very aggressive Pokemon. But No Guard is basically, he makes you and your opponent, I think y'all defense drops or something, and y'all just go all attack, or all y'all can do is attack, something like that. I'll make sure I put an image up. Now, I thought that was funny because when he evolves, his abilities change. Now, of course, he becomes a Cavalier because he takes the shell of Shelmet, but also his ability becomes Swarm, Shell Armor, and Overcoat. That's funny. We'll see why in a second. But when he evolves, his speed drastically goes down, but his attack goes up and his defense goes up. His defense goes up because he's getting that armor for Shelmet. Makes sense. Now, his speed drops down, but in the anime and in the show or whatever, he zips around really fast like a lance and just try to stab everybody. Another cool thing about him is in the Galar region, he's actually very popular. And there's a famous painting of him and Sirfetch'd going at each other. That's a pretty cool painting. I'm going to see if I can find somebody drawing that and put that up here too. But now let's go to Shelmet. Now, Shelmet loses his shell because, of course, Karrablast is trying to eat him. But as soon as he loses his shell, he becomes so much faster, man. It's like he becomes the Flash or something like that. I know, I think that's pretty cool. Their ability, Shelmet, is what brings everything back full circle. Their abilities basically are Hydration, Shell Armor, and Overcoat. Now, if we pay attention to that other guy, he gains 2 of those abilities once he tries to kill him and takes his shell. But the thing about it, Shelmer's with that shell is super slow, so it's kind of easy to catch him. But he has high defense, so maybe it's not that easy. Losing that shell, he gains a dramatic increase in speed, and he gets very nimble like a ninja, so he moves very fast. So it's kind of a plus, you lose your shell, but at the same time you get super fast. Now, his abilities also change too. He gets one called Sticky Hold, where he kind of just, nothing gets stuck to him, or whatever he holds, he keeps it. Whatever. I guess because he's nothing but a membrane. And also his other one is Unbothered. I think it's Unburdened. I'm not even sure what that one means. I can't remember. Anyways, last thing I'm going to say about him is that if he dries out, he basically becomes weakened, so he wraps himself up with a membrane. So this is kind of a rivalry that's like good and bad for both sides, because I mean Karrablast is trying to eat you, but if you survive you get a lot faster and you become a ninja. Decent trade-off, I guess. Soaring back to the skies of Galar, we're going to talk about a Pokemon that we talked about before in the previous video, Corknight. Now, Corknight had a beef with Tinkaton. Now his beef this time is with Skarmory. Now this one's kind of odd to me because Skarmory is not necessarily in Galar, it's only in the Isle of Armor, the DLC. But I mean, it's still in the Galar region, just the island off to the side. So I guess when they're on that island, they fly to the mainland, or Corknight flies over there and they, tussle over territory. At least that's what the Sword Pokedex says. To be exact, it says Skarmory. It says Skarmory and Corknight fight viciously over territory. Now let's check out the stats for this fight. Skarmory's up first. He came out of Gen 2. He's about 5'7", 113 pounds, but his defense is much better than the matchup. Now Corknight came out of Gen 8. He's about 7'3", so he has height, and he's about 165 pounds on average. So he has a weight advantage too. Now, his stats are honestly better than Skarmory's in everything except defense and speed. So Skarmory has a speed and better armor. Now, my biggest thing about this fight is that Skarmory's so sharp, and his blades on his wings are so sharp that when they fall off, people use them for swords, blades, katanas, and stuff like that. So I personally think he may have the better attack because he's faster and he's like much harder. But, whatever. So whoever you pick to win this fight, you let me know in the comments. Now let's chill with some Arctic Pokemon. I really like this matchup, Walrien versus Beartic. Quick question, is it Beartic or Beartic?
Oregon? Oregon? Trail? Steve? Stoive?
I don't know. Anyways, one of the main reasons I really love this matchup is because real life, these animals or Pokemon, they're like top of the food chain in the Arctic or Icelands. But with this matchup, polar bears and Beartics, they don't normally attack bigger prey, but they will. Again, they like easier, smaller preys, but they will attack bigger prey. So this matchup does happen in real life a lot too. One of my favorite matchups. Now let's check some of the little stats and things about. Now Walrien came about in Gen 3. Seal, Walrus, I kind of already said that. Now their biggest thing is their touch. Their touch sometimes is so strong that they can shatter bricks 10 times their own weight. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. That's some strong power. And next, their leader, the strongest one of the pack. They defend their herd with their life, man. They're gonna fight to the death until they either safe or they die. Last thing I'm gonna say about them is their herd is normally between 20 to 30, I guess, Walrus or Walriens. Now Beartic is just like a polar bear in real life. They just go. They eat everything. They don't care. They're vicious, carnivorous Pokemon, just like the real life animal. They have high attack also, but the coolest thing about them is they use that ice breath or the ice power to make fangs and claws to defend and fight for themselves. Now 9 times out of 10 I'm picking Beartic or Beartic to win this fight. Who you think is going to win? Let me know in the comments. And to end it off, we're going to talk about one rivalry that's more of a meta rivalry than an actual natural rivalry. But it's funny though, because in real life they are natural enemies. Pikachu and Meowth. The mouse and the cat and the mouse, cat and the rat, however you want to put it. Now the funny thing about this rivalry is when you look at both of them, they're around the same size. So I really don't see Meowth getting the upper hand on Pikachu to eat him. And plus Pikachu would just electrify him. Don't really see that happening. Now when we talk about the anime, this was what makes it so meta. Now in the anime, they both are the main character's first choice. You can say Team Rocket as a team, their first choice was a Meowth. He kind of walked up to him. Ash first Pokemon was a Pikachu. Now not only do they have like similar roles in their party, but they kind of have a shared history too. One of the few things they have shared is the fact that they both have abandonment issues. Just think about that. Meowth was abandoned too. Pikachu was abandoned, I believe, also. But they found a new team, a new party, and everything got better for them. Now one more thing is they both refuse to evolve. It's kind of a pride thing. Pikachu don't want to be a Raichu, you know, him and Surge. I can't remember exactly why Meowth doesn't want to be a Persian. I just don't think he likes it. But last thing, no, not the last thing, another cool thing is they both pop up in every generation with some type of gimmick. Mostly for Meowth, he has a few different forms. Pikachu has another form in with the lower region. Then, you know, the Galar region, they both got the Gigantamax. It just keep happening. The funny thing is though, Meowth does not like his Galarian counterpart. Well, to be honest, they really don't like each other. Especially because Galarian Meowth being more of a savage, you know, raised by Vikings, and Kantonian, I think is more of an elegant type Pokemon. No, that's the low end forms. The low end forms are definitely the elegant type. I'm not sure about how their relationship, Kantonian and the low end Meowth, goes to. You guys let me know in the comments. Alright, so when they evolve though to Persian, I can say I don't see a Persian trying to attack a Raichu or anything like that. That just doesn't sound feasible to me. Alright, last thing I'm gonna say about this one, and I'm actually gonna end it after this. The coolest thing about Meowth and Pikachu is when the original 151 Pokedex, Pikachu was 25 and Meowth was 52. I just always thought that was a cool little thing. You know, it goes back to that cat and mouse. I'm the opposite, you the opposite. Pretty dope. Well, that is the end of part 3. Thank you guys for watching, listening to me talk about Pokemon. I always try to credit every image I use and video I use. So if I didn't get it and you see that video, even if it's yours or if you know the person it is, please tag them in the comments. Send the video to them so I can give them credit, because I just want to give credit. But that's it, guys. Appreciate you. Till next time. Part 4 coming soon.